Number 7. Donkey Kong 64. Released in 1999 by Rare, it sold an incredible 5.27 million copies worldwide, making it the 7th best-selling Nintendo 64 game of all time. The game marked Donkey Kong's first full 3D adventure, taking players through enormous worlds packed with secrets, puzzles, boss battles, and an incredible amount of collectibles. It was one of the biggest platformers ever created for the Nintendo 64. One of its most unique features was the ability to switch between 5 different Kongs, each with their own abilities, weapons, and special moves. Mastering every character was essential if you wanted to uncover every hidden area and complete the adventure. Donkey Kong 64 also became the first Nintendo 64 game to include the expansion pack in every retail copy. The extra memory allowed Rare to create larger worlds, improved visuals, and one of the console's most technically ambitious games. Although its massive number of collectibles has remained a topic of debate for years, its commercial success is undeniable. With 5.27 million copies sold worldwide, Donkey Kong 64 secures the number 7 spot among the best-selling Nintendo 64 games ever released. Number 6. Pokémon Stadium. Released in 2000, Pokémon Stadium sold 5.46 million copies, earning its place as the 6th best-selling Nintendo 64 game of all time. For many fans, it was the first chance to see their favourite Pokémon battle in full 3D. Watching Pikachu, Charizard, Blastoise, and dozens of others come to life on the Nintendo 64 was an unforgettable experience. The game offered far more than simple battles. Players could challenge the Gym Leader Castle, compete in tournaments, and enjoy a collection of fun mini-games that quickly became favourites at family gatherings and sleepovers. The real game changer was the transfer pack. By connecting your Game Boy cartridge, you could bring the Pokémon you'd spent hours training in Pokémon Red, Blue, and Yellow onto the big screen. At the time, it felt like a glimpse into the future. Pokémon Stadium became a must-have title for Pokémon fans, proving the franchise could thrive beyond handheld consoles. With 5.46 million copies sold, it remains one of the Nintendo 64's greatest success stories. Number 5. Super Smash Bros. Selling 5.55 million copies, Super Smash Bros. Takes the number 5 spot on our list of the best-selling Nintendo 64 games of all time. At a time when fighting games were dominated by complex combos and martial arts, Nintendo took a completely different approach. Instead of draining a health bar, the goal was to build up your opponent's damage before sending them flying off the stage. What really made the game stand out was its cast. Mario, Link, Pikachu, Donkey Kong, Samus, Kirby, Fox, and other Nintendo favourites all battled each other in the same arena. It was the first time so many of Nintendo's biggest characters had ever shared the spotlight. With simple controls, frantic multiplayer matches, and plenty of hidden characters to unlock, Super Smash Bros. Became an instant favourite at parties and sleepovers, creating memories that many fans still talk about today. The original Super Smash Bros. Didn't just become a commercial success, it launched one of Nintendo's most enduring franchises, with every sequel tracing its roots back to this Nintendo 64 classic. Number 4. The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Selling 7.60 million copies, Ocarina of Time takes the number 4 spot on our list. Released in 1998, it completely redefined what a 3D adventure game could be. From exploring Hyrule Field to travelling through time, every area was packed with secrets, memorable characters, and unforgettable dungeons. Ocarina of Time also introduced Z targeting, allowing players to lock onto enemies with the press of a button. The system was so effective that countless 3D games adopted similar targeting mechanics, while its controller layout and camera design became the blueprint for many action-adventure games that followed. Whether it was drawing the Master Sword, riding across Hyrule on Epona, or facing Ganondorf for the first time, Ocarina of Time delivered moments that have stayed with players for generations. More than 25 years later, its influence is still felt across the gaming industry. Few titles have shaped 3D game design as much as Ocarina of Time, making its place on this list more than deserved. Number 3. GoldenEye. Selling 8.9 million copies, GoldenEye takes the number 3 spot on our list. Based on the James Bond film of the same name, few expected GoldenEye to become one of the most influential shooters ever made. But Rare delivered an experience that changed first-person games forever. Instead of simply running and shooting, missions featured stealth, gadgets, multiple objectives, and intelligent enemy placement. Players were rewarded for completing objectives rather than just reaching the exit, making every mission feel like a real spy operation. Then there was the legendary 4-player split-screen multiplayer. Whether it was Facility, Complex, or Temple, countless friendships were tested in fast-paced matches that became a staple of living rooms around the world. GoldenEye proved that first-person shooters could thrive on home consoles. Its influence can still be seen today, and with 8.9 million copies sold, it remains one of the Nintendo 64's greatest achievements. Number 2. Mario Kart 64. Selling 9.87 million copies, Mario Kart 64 races into the number 2 spot on our list. Released in 1996, it took everything players loved about the original Super Mario Kart and expanded it into full 3D. With larger tracks, colourful visuals, and support for 4-player split screen, it quickly became one of the Nintendo 64's defining experiences. Every race was unpredictable. A perfectly timed blue shell, a banana left around a corner, or a lightning bolt at just the right moment could completely change the outcome in seconds. It didn't matter if you were in first or last. Everyone always had a chance. Tracks like Rainbow Road, Bowser's Castle, and Koopa Troopa Beach became instant classics, while Battle Mode turned friendships into rivalries that players still laugh about decades later. Mario Kart 64 helped define local multiplayer for an entire generation. Even today, it's considered one of the greatest party games ever made, proving that sometimes the best memories come from playing on the same couch with friends and family. Number 1. Super Mario 64. Selling an astonishing 11.91 million copies, Super Mario 64 takes the number 1 spot as the best-selling Nintendo 64 game of all time. Released alongside the Nintendo 64 in 1996, it introduced millions of players to true 3D platforming. Instead of moving through simple left-to-right levels, players could freely explore vast worlds, discovering secrets, collecting power stars, and tackling challenges in almost any order they chose. Its revolutionary analog controls and dynamic camera system became the foundation for countless 3D games that followed. Developers across the industry looked to Super Mario 64 as the blueprint for how 3D movement should feel, and many of its ideas are still used today. Whether it was sliding down Cool Cool Mountain, racing Koopa the Quick, or hearing Mario shout, "It's-a me, Mario!" The game created moments that have stayed with players for nearly 3 decades. More than just the Nintendo 64's biggest commercial success, Super Mario 64 changed gaming forever. Its influence can still be seen in modern platformers, making its place at number 1 impossible to argue with.